Let's go, boys.
Big dubs from the Toronto Maple Leafs once again.
Big W's.
The Maple Leafs are rolling. I'm your guy, Jake, as always. Camden, how you doing tonight?
How's it going, brother? Good.
I'm feeling pretty good after this big win, and we have seen Jack Campbell. He now moves into first place in Maple Leafs history for the most consecutive wins to start a season, and he ties the NHL record with Carey Price.
Would have been nice to see him beat Carey tonight, but
well, hopefully next game.
Yeah.
He's been on fire this year. He's been really fun to watch. Let's get into the 3 stars of the game. Camden, you want to give me yours first?
I had Matthews third, Hyman second, Campbell first. Or sorry, no, I had Hyman third, right? Hyman third, Matthews second, Campbell first. Yeah, I thought Campbell deserved the first star, man.
And mine pretty similar. Just I have Zach Hyman second star.
Okay, you said the other way around.
I thought he stood out at the end of the game with those blocked shots, big time. Zach Hyman coming up in the clutch, and then Austin Matthews.
Gotta love it.
Deserving of the third star here. Joe says, we're playing the word game tonight. I got my answer ready. Wasn't going to play the word game tonight, but...
What's the word game?
The word game is usually we come up with a word to describe tonight's victory. So in one word.
Okay. Tough. It was a tough game. Lots of hits thrown. Some extra after the whistle stuff, so I thought it was a tough one.
Joe, you want to send in your word? I'm gonna say
Is that a tattoo or is that a haircut on Joe's thing?
Nevin's got hard fought. Oh, that
Do you see that?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I love that.
Yeah, big time fan there. We got 2 saying historical.
Wonderful, yeah. I agree.
Record, clutch. I'm going to say, okay, outstanding. I still can't think of a word to put. Let's just say
Speechless.
Battle.
Yeah. Battle. I agree.
This was a hard-fought victory. Montreal is a physical team, an experienced group, and we came out on top. Great win from the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight.
Yeah, I really liked to see how we were able to handle the toughness. Montreal's got a pretty scary team. And even that first line we've seen in the past, Matthews and Marner shy away from the hits a few times, and this year they've just been able to work through it and avoid checks better than they were before.
Definitely. William here says, how many games does Campbell have to be a beast to call him the starter? And please don't say he's never been an NHL starter, so he can't beat Freddie.
I don't like that excuse anymore. I think he's proven himself as an NHL starter. He's getting NHL starting minutes the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, last little bit. So, and look at the numbers don't lie, man. That's not a sample size. I think once you get a goalie playing 10 games, that's a lot of games, a lot of minutes.
I mean, he's earned the starting role on this team, and unless
Freddie comes back, but that's the best case scenario.
Unless his play declines, Freddie doesn't come back from injury. Those are the only ways that he's not the starter on this team.
100%.
Soupy's playing amazing. Good old Jack Campbell. This is a great comment. Jack Campbell was crying He's tearing up post game. He's had an emotional ride. That was a great interview. Big congratulations to Campbell. Let's see what everyone here says. Campbell, number 1.
Joe's got a good comment there.
Where's this, Joe?
As much
as I love Fred, he's not shown his old form, and I think you have to ride the hot hand. I think you have to ride the hot hand as well. And
I agree.
Good comment. If Fred comes back and just is a beast, and Jack Campbell's play declines, then we can talk about it again. But right now, Jack Campbell's the starting goalie for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, I think you can't take him out until he starts showing he's regressing a bit. So,
absolutely, I agree. I agree with this comment. I agree with this comment for sure. Campbell reminds me of Cujo. I've thought that myself.
Yeah, he's very very mobile in the net. He moves around very quick, and he makes some really freaky saves.
Yeah, I mean sometimes he looks like he's out of position, but he makes wonderful saves. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight he had 32 saves on 34 shots against. He's keeping this team in games, and to me, it seems like this team plays better in front of him.
Oh yeah, I agree. And seen in that second period, Montreal was coming quick. I think the first 10 minutes, the shots were 10-1 or whatever for Montreal, and he kept us in there for a bit. The game could have been a lot closer. We could have gave the game away there in the second, but he held the ground.
Definitely. There's been talks about getting a new goalie here. Where's this comment go? Jarrett says, I know people will hate me for this, hate me too, but chances of Freddie getting traded at the deadline. What do you think?
I think there's more of a shot of him just getting put on LTIR. But actually, I heard something. I seen something the other day that Dubas said, oh, they asked him today, how much concern do you have that Campbell or Freddie is going to miss the rest of the season? And I guess Keefe said no concern. So they obviously want Freddie back, and but that's pretty good tandem if we can get the best out of him.
Definitely. If we can have a hot Frederik Andersen and Jack Campbell pling the way he is right now, that's a duo I'd love to ride into the playoffs.
Yeah, yep. And you're not going to get much for Freddie right now if he's hurt and the season he's had. So,
yeah. Hurt Locker says Allmark. There's been rumors about Linus Ullmark from the Buffalo Sabres for Jonathan Quick, other goaltenders around the league. I would not be surprised to see Kyle Dubas go out here and acquire another goaltender. Oh yeah, not at all. And it's kind of looking a little weird right now with the 2 injuries we had. So with Campbell and Anderson. So we need to get another stable goalie, I think. I still get kind of nervous when Hutch plays. But that's just me. Roger says they should trade Freddie to get something before he walks. He's a free agent at the end of this season. So I don't think he's re-signing here either way. I haven't thought that for a long time. I just don't see it happening. We could trade him and try to get something, but if we don't get another goaltender in return, then I don't really feel that comfortable with just Jack Campbell going into the playoffs. I don't want to have to fall back on Michael Hutchinson in the case of injury. I really I'd rather take the chance and keep Freddie and hope that he bounce back than to we're not gonna sign him next year anyways. And we're just hurting ourselves by getting rid of him, and then we got to look for another goalie, and it's just hard stuff to do. Yeah, I agree. There's no goalie controversy in Toronto. Another great comment. 1 sec, man. Oh, good. So let me talk about the power play here. The power play has continued to struggle. 1 for 33 on the power play and just 1 goal in the past 12 games. 1 goal in the past 12 games. Yep. On 33 attempts. They looked all right last night, but that was just 1 goal. Like they just got 1 back. I like this is something we can chat about. How did you feel about the timeout call? Timeout? I liked it. I liked it. It was a good chance to regroup.
Exactly. I thought it was good. He wants to get the power play going too, so why not call that timeout and say, "Hey guys, this is what we got to do." I thought it was weird. Mitch shot a wrist shot from the point there, but
Yeah, I mean, I did not like that 5-on-3 at all. That 5-on-3 that was
it
unacceptable.
kind of made the timeout go to waste. But I liked the aggressiveness from Keefe.
Yeah, good call to get the team together, regroup, and try to work on that game plan. We have a bunch of trade stuff here. Leafs should play Vezina to see what they have. I mean, maybe late in the season, one of the last games, but
I'd say put him in against in the Ottawa game.
Like late in the season, or
yeah, like the next Ottawa game, or even when Vancouver comes back.
Dorky Dave here asks about William Nylander. Is Nylander hurt? And no, we'll give you an update on William Nylander here. So there was a positive test, and he was deemed to be close contact with that person, most likely an individual that he lives with.
Mm-hmm.
So this individual is also outside of the team. So for precautionary reasons, he was held out of this game. I don't know how long he's going to be held out for, but you got to try to avoid a situation like what's going on in Vancouver right now.
Yeah, they definitely. I think they're smart for locking it down earlier than later. But yeah, it's getting a little scary out here.
Absolutely. I mean, big lockdown in Ontario right now, and with what's going on in Vancouver, that you just do not want to have a situation like that at all.
No.
Joseph Clark says, keep up the good work. Smash the like and sub button. So, yeah, thank you, Joseph. If you haven't already, please make sure to smash that like button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time new content's coming out on Maple Leafs Media. Got a live post-game show here, as always, and this was quite the game between the Montreal Canadiens, Toronto Maple Leafs. Great installment.
What a beauty.
So let's show TJ Brodie's first goal as a Toronto Maple Leaf. This has been long awaited and couldn't have come at a better time.
You could see how deep in the net Allen was. He wasn't expecting that puck to go.
And it was a nice one too. You'd think he'd get more with that, but
just trickled by a bit. But it was nice. It was a little.
You know what? He shoots the puck quite a bit. It seems like, and his shooting percentage must be one of the lowest in the league, eh?
Yeah, it's got to be a pretty low shooting percentage, but went up a tad after.
Went up a bit there, eh?
Yep. TJ Brodie, he's been fighting. I think he's been. I think you could say he's been the best defenseman on the team.
To be honest, I think it's real close. There's nights where Brodie's running, there's nights where Muzz is running it, and there's nights where Morgan's running it. So,
yeah, for sure. Like different players step up in different moments, and I mean, this is something we need to see. We need to see more goals from our defensemen.
Yeah, we love the depth. We've had a rough go here in Toronto with depth for a long time, and looks like we got it.
Well, look at this. This is a concerning statistic to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just 11 goals from our defense in 2021. So throughout this entire season, just 11 goals from our defense. That is not enough goal support from our blue line.
No, not at all. And I don't know about that. I don't know. I think, like I said, Brodie seems like the only guy throws it on net. Rielly too. We have those defensive pairings that maybe help the forwards out a bit more. But tonight they were shooting the puck from the point quite a bit. So
yeah, I mean the shutdown pairing, Jake Muzz and Justin Hall. You don't expect them to score frequently.
Yeah.
Dermott and Bogosian, you're not expecting to score. So
yeah, and Dermott's got what, 2 now? I think Dermott probably leads our D core or something. Riley's
got to lead it, but Dermott's got 2 now, and top defensive pairing of Morgan Rielly and TJ Brody. They're the ones who
that need to produce a bit more.
Yeah, and we could definitely use some more goal support from our blue line.
For sure, for sure.
Let's get to the comments here. Hot Take Hockey says, "Hey legends, statement win without Willie. Galchenyuk has been so good. Absolutely agreed. Campbell, legend for the record. And now I'm back to saying keep that first line together, strengthen that third line, and depth D."
Yes, yes, I 100% agree. They need to keep Hyman on that first line and just find another option. You're better off going to look for an option that will solidify your third line than to find a guy that can produce on the top line with Matthews and Marner. Stick with what you have and find a third liner.
Absolutely, I agree. Acquire another winger and maybe someone who can slot into the second or third line. You could move Galchenyuk down depending on who you bring in. But that's what I'm aiming for too.
Hot Take Hockey's got some great content too. So
yeah, it does. Make sure you check him out. Love Galchenyuk. Alex Galchenyuk's been one of the hardest working players every single night.
Yeah, man, he's been a pleasant surprise. Pleasant.
Goal and 3 assists now in 10 games since coming to the Toronto Maple Leafs. He slotted into the second line with William Nylander and John Tavares rather nicely. But
yeah, and some would say that 4 points in 10 games on the second line isn't very good, but he's not contributing just to the scoring. He's throwing some hits. He wants to play on this team, and if he was playing on the top line of Ottawa, I don't think he'd be throwing the body as much or getting in the corners. So he wants to fight for it.
Absolutely, and that's what happens when you play on 5 teams since the beginning of 2018. Just 3 years you play on 5 teams. You're fighting for an opportunity in the NHL here.
Fighting for a spot. Yeah, it looked like it was going down the gutter for a bit.
Yeah. I mean, this is a guy who scored 30 goals back in 2015.
Still can't believe that. That's wild.
He's got high upside. This was a nice move. The Toronto Maple Leafs acquired him. Didn't give up much. And, I mean, I love this acquisition.
Yeah, at first I was kind of upset to see Korshkov go, but now it's like I make that trade every single day.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's see. We have some comments here. I agree about defensemen scoring, but last year we were begging for better defense to keep the puck out of our net. We always believe on paper we have enough scoring up front. Defense, goals, rally. So, I mean, what do you think? Do you think we need... Do you think our... How do you...
Sorry,
overall,
I was just reading it.
Okay. Overall, how have you felt our defense has been this season?
I think it's been great. Whenever you're having trouble slotting a guy like, Rasmus Sandin's hurt, but at the beginning of the year, whenever you're having trouble slotting guys that are ready for the NHL, and your decore's doing well.
Well, I think we've been better, but I still think we need to be better than what we are right now.
I still think they should make a move at the deadline and solidify that bottom 4. But
like we've been keeping teams to, we've been minimizing the goals against recently, but a lot of that's due to Jack Campbell's performance.
For sure. There was one.
Now we're struggling to score goals.
Yeah, it's weird how but we're also struggling on the power play, so it's kind of everything's flipped around a bit here for us. But we got it. Like we've proven that we have the offensive ability. It'll come back. Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. Sometimes with this team, it seems as if at times we're just winning games by outscoring the opponents with 5 or 6 goals a game, and then we follow that up with a couple 3-1, 2-1 victories.
Yeah. Just battle for the W. I think that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, I like seeing that we can win both ways, but I'd like us to be a bit more dominant in one aspect.
For sure, I agree.
So let's talk William Nylander. So in the absence of William Nylander, who are you hoping steps up a bit more?
I'd like to see Galchenyuk even step up more, but I can't. You're asking for a bit too much at that point. I think those bottom two lines, Engvall's got to step it up. I think he's been playing well enough to stay in the lineup, but I don't think he's playing well enough to not be in the conversation at deadline.
I've got two names. We saw Alex Barabanov tonight. We haven't seen much of him.
Got an assist.
He was really hyped up coming here from the KHL. So, yeah, his first NHL point tonight. So that'd be nice to see him step up. He hasn't gotten many opportunities here. Maybe with the absence of Nylander, that gives him some more opportunities. But I'd also like to see Wayne Simmons get that Wayne train going back up.
Yeah, he looks like his legs are moving way more the last two games than the prior two. So
yeah, and he's coming back from injury. A wrist injury is never easy to recover from. I've had one myself, broken wrist. It's difficult to come back from, especially playing hockey, putting the weight on the stick.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's his shooting hand as well, his bottom hand. So, it's a tough go.
For sure. Joe agrees with me. Wayne Train could step up a bit more, I think. Ferdinand says, should we move Wayne Train to the second line?
I mean, anything's possible. We had Joe Thornton on the first line, but I don't know. I like him in the bottom six and power play time.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree with you. I like him.
I feel like
third line.
Yeah, he's not much of a I don't know how to say this. This isn't in a bad way, but he's not much of a puck. He doesn't possess the puck the most on his lines at 5-on-5. But he hits. So
I'd be interested to see what Alex Kerfoot could do on the second line with Galchenyuk and Tavares, and maybe put Spezza up on the third line center and Thornton at fourth line center.
Yeah, he's moving well.
Yeah. Spezza was flying tonight. Jason Spezza has been unreal for us this year. Vintage Spezza.
Yeah, he's a beauty. His legs, I can't believe he's still moving that quick out there.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing this for a really long time now, and it's amazing. It's really amazing.
Yeah, and I seen something yesterday. They asked him when he's going to quit, and he just laughed and said, 1 game at a time, man. 1 game at a time, so.
Oh, yeah, that was the interview with Matt Stajan, I think.
Yeah.
Matt Stajan, a former guest on Maple Leafs Media.
Yeah, bring Stage back to the Leafs for the playoffs.
Yeah, imagine. If you haven't checked out that interview, by the way, make sure you check it out. It's an interview a couple of months back with Matt Stajan here.
I watched that one. It was a good one.
Thank you. Oh, and speaking of interviews, I got another interview coming up with Kelly Rudy will be joining the show on Thursday, April 15th. So make sure you tune into that one.
That's sweet, man. Good for you, man. You're making moves.
Thank you. D. Boyd says, love Mikheyev. I just wish he would finish. Any chance Robertson could help?
I really do not know why they aren't giving Robertson a go. But who knows? Maybe, I don't know. He said in an interview he wanted to use Robertson at some point this year, so we'll see.
Yeah, Kyle Dubas said that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I think Nick Robertson could help. I mean, his shot is his best asset. His shot's outstanding.
And I thought he would have been in the lineup with Nylander out. I think he fits more in the lineup than Barabanov. But
well, at least he's getting playing time in the Marlies right now, and we're not just having him do nothing.
Yeah, he's getting big minutes too.
Yeah, so it's not. Nothing's really hurting his development right now.
No.
And as for Mikheyev, what do you think of what we've seen from Ilya Mikheyev? I think that he's a great penalty killer.
Yeah.
Great penalty killer.
Ilya Mikheyev, man, I said this the other day. He seems like the type of guy that he doesn't score a lot, but there will be a point, I'm calling it this year, where he scores like 6 goals in a week. Like he just comes out and starts scoring goals because he gets so many pucks on net, and I don't understand it. He's like snake bitten to hell.
Yeah, he's a great skater. Like I remember back to the Edmonton game, one of those Edmonton games. He beat Connor McDavid in a straight line and a straight race for the puck. That's amazing. And
his edge work's insane too. Like when he's leaning into the net and he's on his 1 foot, he doesn't get knocked off.
Yeah, I love what I see from Ilya Mikheyev, and it's not just the score. It's not just about the score sheet. It doesn't have to stuff that stat sheet. It's the stuff that goes unnoticed at times. The penalty kill. He eats up valuable minutes out there.
Yeah, he's a huge contributor to our penalty kill.
Yeah, for sure. You're talking about the Leafs? Yep. We're talking Leafs here, Dragonfly. We're talking Leafs. This is Maple Leafs Media.
Yep.
But Chuck Fleet here says, smash the like button. Thank you, Chuck.
Attaboy, Chucky.
If you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time new content's coming out here on Maple Leafs Media. There's a trade today, and this wasn't involving the Toronto Maple Leafs. It was the New York Islanders and the New Jersey Devils. So in this trade, the New York Islanders acquired Kyle Palmieri and Travis Zajac from the New Jersey Devils in exchange for AJ Green, Mason Yost, a 2021 first-round pick, and a conditional 2022 fourth-round pick.
Jeez, Islanders look deep. They don't have a huge market of superstars in that town, but Palmieri and Zajac, that's a great 2 pieces to add in. I don't know much about Mason Jost but that first round pick looks nice for the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, I mean, just look at how much they had to give up to get that first round pick. That's indicative of what we're going to see in this trade market this year.
Yep, for sure.
Kyle Palmieri, I think he fits into the New York Islanders nicely. They need a winger in the absence of Anders Lee, so I think he fills that void nicely. He'll slot into their second power play unit probably. And Travis Zajac, nice addition. Got a lot of familiarity there with Lou Lamoriello and the New Jersey Devils organization. So I like this move for the Islanders.
Yeah, Zajac's just a typical vet too. So
yeah, for sure. And he's been putting up some decent numbers so far in 2021.
He's got a beauty of a shot.
For sure. JB says Toronto needs to go after David Savard, and Nick Foligno. What do you think of that?
I really like David Savard. I think Nick Foligno's great hockey player. I never really took much thought into Nick Foligno.
Yeah. I think he'd probably play on our third, maybe second line.
Like I was saying to you about toughness earlier, like I think that's a perfect guy for that bottom 6 to bring in there. He's not going out there to fight. He's going out there to score goals, but if he needs to stick up for someone, he will.
And he's got more leadership too.
He's a captain, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Savard, David Savard, I'd like to bring him in. He performed. He was great against us in the preliminary series last year, if you remember that.
Yep. I think you take Bogo out, put him in. Like Bogo's a great 7th D, but that's a great top 6.
Yeah, it is. For sure.
And who knows by playoff time if we have Sandin on that bottom pair with, say, Savard instead of Dermott Bogosian.
Yeah, and it's nice to not have to fall back on Rasmus Sandin or Timothy Liljegren with not much NHL experience in the playoffs.
Yeah, and there's a great comment here from Roger. He says, I would rather Boone Jenner, and I completely agree with that. I think Boone Jenner, he was a superstar when he was with the Jennies. And I think I really like him. He's got good drive. He's kind of a really similar player to Foligno.
Yeah. Just going back to Savard for a second, if there's a team that I think acquires him, and I'd love to see him in a Maple Leafs uniform.
Oh, he's hurt.
But I think it's I think it's the Winnipeg Jets. They really need a boost on their defense.
Yes. Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah, Jenner's out, hurt for the season. But yeah, I think that Winnipeg's a team that's going to be looking for defense.
It looks like I wonder if they talked to Kerfoot because it looks like he's been battling the last couple games. He wants to stay here, and I could see him very well being moved. I don't know how I feel about that, but with Seattle coming up, you want to get something out of him, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what we're getting back, right? Because
I agree.
The task at hand this season is a priority. It's a priority.
Yeah. Jamie Alexiak, beauty.
Jamie Alexiak,
beauty. I want him on the team so badly. Someone said that ASC.
Good old Toronto boy.
Oh, he's 6'8", 220 or something. Like he's just a monster. He's from Toronto. What a beast.
A lot of playoff experience too.
For sure.
I wasn't he on those Pittsburgh teams?
Yep. And he was also with Dallas last year and was a big part of their team last year, their run. So
yeah, for sure.
I think he's very slept on. Actually, I think he's very underrated.
That'd be a nice addition for this team for sure.
Yeah.
And not skilled offense D-man. We have depth there. I want stay-at-home muscle.
Yep. I think Alexiak and Savard offer that.
Frank Rusty Nails says, Leafs don't need high-priced players, just depth players. And he put a list here. Like Miles Wood, Connor Garland, Alex Iafallo. That one's, I could see Iafallo being traded here. Connor Brown, Matt Nieto, and on D, John Merrill and Jamie Alexiak.
I like every name on that, except I don't know much about Matt Nieto, but I feel like I know the league pretty well.
It would be really interesting to see Connor Brown back in the Maple Leafs.
Oh man, wouldn't that be a treat?
It for sure it would be. And the quarantine that just within Canada, so
yeah, for sure he'd be able to just come right over. Miles Wood, I'm not sure if he's on the market, but he's a good guy. I think he'd fit perfect on the Leafs too.
Yeah, New Jersey's a seller right now. Wouldn't be surprised if he was shipped out. And Connor Garland,
also good.
I like that. He's been tearing it up in Arizona this year.
Oh, he'd be way better. There's just those guys that if they came to a big market like Toronto, they'd be a way better player, and we noticed that a lot. But Connor Garland, I think, is a big name guy in Toronto.
Yeah, it's situational. Like imagine putting him on he could play on either the left or right wing. He could play the first line. He could easily play with Matthews Marner if they wanted to do that. Exactly, or third line. Yeah, I mean,
we have a very offensive team, so those first three lines kind of whoever's going that night plays.
I just picked up Connor Garland in fantasy tonight.
That's huge. That's actually huge.
It was just I'm probably gonna drop.
Gut feeling.
Just gonna drop him after this game. Probably. I had Alex Martinez go down with an injury, so I'd
keep him if he gets moved, and just like we're saying, man, who knows? I picked up Taylor Hall. I'm hoping he can bring me from the graves.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, like you're hoping. I know he needs to get traded somewhere.
I know. We need to see him out of Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has his third goal of the season now.
Oh, he scored, eh? Wow.
I think so. I mean,
what a beauty.
3 goals.
3 goals. What is he tied with Morgan Rielly now?
I don't know how many Morgan has on the season.
I'm gonna check actually.
I think he has one against Montreal. He's got 3 or 4. I think Morgan Rielly might have 3 or 4 goals.
Morgan Rielly has 4 goals.
Yeah, 4 goals.
So Morgan Rielly has more goals than Taylor Hall. Wow. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy Vesey has more goals than Taylor Hall.
Jeez.
Daniel
Taylor
Ross
Hall still has 2.
He still has 2? Someone told me he got a 3rd, so they were trolling me.
So him and Dermott are tied.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Daniel Rojas says Spezza needs to be with the first line.
Yeah, I think he can play there.
I think he could, but I don't want to put him on the first line because slotting him at the left wing position is taking away from one of his best assets, which is winning faceoffs.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely useless to be messing around with the team too much. The top six.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be all for Jason Spezza on the top line if we had another center to fill that void. But Jason Spezza is just so good in the faceoff circle.
Oh yeah, and Matthews is too. So you don't want to move any of them
out. Colin M says, defenseman, guys. It was obvious tonight we got outplayed on the boards, even though we won.
I don't know. I thought we battled very well. I thought we won a lot of battles. We turned it over. They turned it over. I'd like to see how many turnovers Montreal had tonight.
They had. I'll pull up the exact number here. Hold on a sec. Montreal tonight, they had 13 turnovers.
What Leafs have?
You want me to say it?
You said 27, right?
No, 29.
Oh.
Yeah.
I watch myself. Damn.
That is a big concern. Toronto committing 29 turnovers. That's my biggest concern is our turnovers. We turn the puck over like it's a hot potato. We give that thing away. And come playoff time, we all know what happens when you turn the puck over. Just think about those stretch passes from Jake Gardiner right to the tape of a Boston Bruins player, and then it ends up in the back of the net. You know what happens when you turn the puck over in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's bad, man. That's so bad.
And this is a recurring theme. We have constantly been turning the puck over around the 20 times a night.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be too picky this year though, because like I don't want to be that fan that your team's super good and you bitch about one thing. It's like
attention to detail.
Yes. I think yeah. We need to fix someone in that bottom pair. I think Bogosian, I don't know. He looks like a good 7th D. I think he's a good guy to put in if someone's hurt. I really would like to see more grit on that back pair.
Yeah, that's your concern, right? Grit and toughness.
Yeah, I think Simmons isn't going to want to go anyone.
Broken wrist.
Yeah, he's not going to want to go. And I also want a guy that has grit and toughness that can score, that has the ability to put the puck in the net. Like a guy, I don't know if he's available, but a guy like even Matt Martin this year, he's been scoring goals and he's hitting, and damn, he fight. He fought Zdeno Chara the other day.
Yeah, tossed like a rag doll.
Hey, it's okay. I wouldn't go Chara. Actually,
No.
I'd go Chara for just to
The
be
experience.
Yeah, just for the experience. That's my skydiving is fighting Zdeno Chara.
Going on a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be. You gotta be brave and courageous to say, "Hey, Zdeno, you want to fight?"
Yeah. He's an absolute weapon.
Oh yeah.
And Mitch, yeah, I see a comment there. Mitch would love Martin back. For some reason now I just want Matt Martin back on the Leafs because I forgot about how much of a leader he was on this team too.
I just don't see it happening. I don't think the Islanders.
Yeah, no, he's actually one of their more important players this year.
Yeah, and he's been performing with them pretty well this year. So there's a question: what is Morgan Rielly's plus minus? And this season total, Morgan Rielly is plus 14.
Jeez.
See, you know what? Hold on a second.
Yeah, he's playing well.
You know what? I used this plus minus statistic in one of my videos a while back, and I got ripped for it. People are like, "That's the most useless category you can have," and now people are asking me, "What's his plus minus?"
Yeah, plus minus. You love it when your plus minus is good, but you hate the stat when it's bad. So,
I mean, after last season, prior to this year, Cody Cece's career plus minus was a negative 58.
Damn.
And that's telling. I think it's a telling statistic.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then this year, but there's also some situations like Okay. Let's take a guy like if we're talking Buffalo. Brandon Montour is actually having a good season this year. But he's like, I'm gonna see what he is. He's a minus, like minus something stupid. But it doesn't tell the whole story when you're on a team like the Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, Brandon Montour is a minus 12. And I think if he came to the Leafs, he'd be in our top 4.
Brandon Montour, yeah, I mean he's a good
Negative 12. So like sometimes it's like, and that's on the season.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, it's situational, really. He could be Jumbo Joe Thornton's plus minus at the beginning of the season must have been great playing with Matthews and Marner.
Oh yeah, and San Jose, it was probably garbage last year.
Yeah. Hurt Locker here said, "Oh, hold on, Joe first, and I'll get to that Hurt Locker comment after." Joe says, "Haha, I don't get the argument. It means nothing. Ask any player. I say they would want a better plus minus and than a lower one." Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Sure.
I didn't when I was playing junior A. I didn't score much, so my mom would be like, "Oh, how'd you play?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I was a +3."
I couldn't tell you what my plus minus was, but I could tell you that I got a lot of assists. I was kind of a
moving the puck. You're TJ Brody.
I was more of a stay-at-home defenseman.
I was more of a Scott Stevens.
Scott Stevens, you lead the body, huh?
Oh yeah, flying elbows, baby.
I like taking the body as well. There's a
difference between clean hitting. I was like, actually, you know what? Tom Wilson gets a lot of disrespect. He actually throws a lot of clean hits that are viewed dirty because he's just that much of a tank. That's how I play.
Tom Wilson would be the player that I'd pick to come to Toronto.
100%.
Outside of a superstar player, I'd pick Tom Wilson.
Yeah, I'd bring Tom Wilson in out of any other forward for us.
He's the embodiment of a player that could bring that grit and toughness you're talking about.
I think he'll play for the Leafs eventually at some point in his career. Everyone wants to come home.
I guess, yeah.
Especially when it's Toronto.
I met Tom Wilson, and people might hate me for this, but he was a really nice guy to me when I met him. I got a Capitals puck signed by him when he was a prospect.
That's sick. That's actually cool.
Yeah, he was playing for the Plymouth Whalers. Big man.
Dude, I would not want to go with that guy.
No, and he's got a temper too, and he's like
I would put him when he's mad. I think the only guy that can beat Ryan Reeves consistently when they're mad is Tom Wilson. Like I feel like Tom Wilson could give him a good go.
Oh, for sure.
He has, but
I'd like to see Tom Wilson, Zdeno Chara fight, but they're on the same team.
That'd be beauty.
They're on the same team though. I think I'm taking Wilson in that fight.
Leafs should sign Camden for the playoffs. I'll play for $200 a game, and I'll go fight Shea Weber.
Oh, like Kachuk's like, oh, it was fun. Did you see that interview with Tkachuk? Brady
yeah,
Tkachuk? He's like, oh,
I love Brady Tkachuk, man.
Well, he's your top fantasy asset.
Yeah, he's leading the squad to 8th place right now.
So Hurt Locker says Rielly sucked tonight. Morgan Rielly, he's struggled pretty heavily at times throughout the season. Like there's been stretches where he's been looking like he did in that 82-point season, but I mean he struggled a lot.
The way I love Morgan Rielly, I've also met Morgan Rielly's beauty as well, but
yeah, I got some stuff signed here.
Morgan Rielly, tell me if Morgan Rielly, say there was a Gardiner jersey on Morgan Rielly throughout the whole year, would we be reaming him out?
Yeah.
Like if it was, I think we'd be reaming Gardiner out. Oh, we got to get rid of him at the deadline. Like I think because we love Morgan Rielly, we want him to stay, and I don't want him to leave either. But
he hasn't been the top defenseman for this team this year.
No, and arguably he could arguably be behind Muzzin as well.
Yeah, and there's early in the season I would like
Halsey. Yeah.
The first 10, 15 games, I would have put Hall there, but Hall's play is
I like that pairing, though. Like, it's hard to complain about Brody and Rielly, because if you're going to get rid of Rielly, you need someone to replace him, and we don't have anyone.
At the beginning of the season, I really didn't like it because they were pinching too much and they were sloppy, but it's a new pairing. they took
Brody's
time to build
tightened it
chemistry.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, so if they can continue playing the way they have as of late,
As a
that'll be
group.
good.
Yeah.
But specifically, Morgan Rielly needs to step up his game. I agree with you, Hurt Locker. I would trade Rielly, but he works good with TJ. I mean, I wouldn't trade Morgan Rielly right now, but maybe in the off season potentially. I'm not too sure though. Back to the plus minus argument. Why do people think it's useless? I really don't understand how it doesn't have relevance. And
it has relevance. It has relevance to teams that are average.
Yeah,
like it kind of. Then you can kind of say it means something. But even like if you score a goal on the power play, it's not a plus. If you score a goal shorthanded, though, it's a plus. Like it doesn't really make sense. The whole stat's messed up.
And your numbers can be inflated or deflated based on who you play for or play with.
Yeah.
So, Matthews Hybrid says Kerfoot is flying out there. I wouldn't want to lose him before the deadline. I'm gonna give my take and then I'll ask you about it. Personally, I think Kerfoot has looked a bit more comfortable with this team this year than last season, and that's expected in his second season with the Leafs. He has 6 goals on the year, one of them shorthanded. I mean, he's been better for sure, but if we're going to make a splash move, Alex Kerfoot's going to have to be involved in the move, I think.
Yeah, I actually think Kerfoot's played well this year, but we're going to lose him. But I also, I don't know, it has to be something worth giving him up for. If we're not getting someone that can guaranteed slot into the lineup, I don't want it.
And he's also locked up for another 2 years after this season as well.
Yeah, but we'll probably he is the odd man out unless you let Hyman unprotected.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not. I'd take Hyman over Kerfoot for sure
any day. Kerfoot's good. I hope he plays well, and that's a huge pickup for Seattle if we don't get rid of him.
Yeah. So Nevin says, I feel like Rielly is less committed to defense this season because he's playing with Brody. First time he's played with a good defensive defenseman. Think about it. The best 2 defense partners that Morgan Rielly has had is Jake Gardiner, who's solid but not a top 2 pairing guy, and Ron Hainsey. So yeah, you got a point.
Yeah, I was gonna say that actually about how him being more comfortable with Brody, and maybe that's why I see him running around like a bit like Gardiner used to. But I don't know. I don't want to get rid of Rielly this year. Like I'm not saying trade him, but
yeah,
maybe an off-season type thing, depending on how we do. If he carries us to the Cup Finals, wins us a cup, come back, right? Like
Yeah, it's an off-season decision that we'd be making, and I believe his contract's up the following season. So, yeah, I mean, not this season. Imagine trading Morgan Rielly right now. That would really hurt this locker room in a big-time way.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I don't want to get too busy at the deadline, because bringing in 3 or 4 new guys it puts a lot more on the team than you would think. Especially they got to learn the systems. Now you got 4 out of 5 guys out there on the ice that are new to the team, not prepared when you're in the playoffs. So
yeah, and with the extra time off, the quarantine, 7-day quarantine now, it's gonna be more and more difficult to integrate new players into this lineup.
For sure. Who said Gardiner? I didn't say Gardiner was solid. Anyways, Gardiner was not solid. Jack Trout.
Gardiner's on waivers. I mean,
I wouldn't want Gardiner. No, I don't want him.
I think he's got like a $4.5 million contract too. I'll pass. I mean,
great guy though. I hope he does well. But
I think that. And I understand the costly turnovers in the playoffs and stuff. They were bad. But for the most part, he was a solid defenseman.
Yeah. He was asking – it's just the price tag. He was not solid for how much he was going to ask for.
He wasn't put in a situation to succeed either. He was put up there on the first defensive pairing.
Yeah, I think a team that needs a guy like him right now is Philadelphia. They don't have a true number one power play defenseman. And he's the type of guy that could go in there and do something like that.
We have more comments about Kerfoot. Kerfoot is money. It's not all about the goals.
I agree.
The problem with Kerfoot is that he is $3.5 million and in the bottom six. He's a good player, but needs to be better for the Leafs at that price.
Yeah.
You'd like to see more production for what he's getting paid for sure.
Yeah. I really think he's, if there's one guy that isn't, that doesn't deal with physicality as well in our bottom six, it's Kerfoot. Like he gets taught. See him get hit the other day. Who hit him the other day? Right on the back. Sam Bennett. Bennett crushed him, and he got back up. But like it looks like he's scared every time he goes in the corner. He always lets the guy go first and tries like lifting his stick. Like that's. But if that's great in the top six guy, you can do that in the top six. But bottom six, you want guys that are going to be in there battling for that puck.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he lacks the size, and he's not Martin St. Louis.
Yeah.
Interesting. You're right, Ferdinand. Jets could use Gardiner. That's a fit in my eyes.
Oh, wouldn't that be painful if Gardiner just lit the Leafs up?
We'd probably see him in the playoffs. Maybe it'd give us a turn. Maybe it'd give us a turnover. We'd capitalize. Might be nice, but he also might play with a little extra motivation.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
There was a comment I wanted to get back to here. Where'd it go? Where did that comment go? Not sure, but isn't Rielly the longest tenured Leaf now? Wears an A and is part of a leadership group. Yeah, he is. He's the longest tenured member of the team. And
good point, Joe.
He's been Morgan Rielly has been here through some really tough times. For sure.
It would be sad to see Rielly go, and then it actually happened in my NHL franchise mode. But I traded away Rielly. We won the cup the next year, so it would suck not seeing him be there.
You know, speaking of NHL franchise modes, I mean, I've been playing mine, and I just put up a 35 goal season with Alex Kerfoot.
35 goals? Do you play the games or do you simulate them?
I play them.
I'm nuts, man. I play every game. Like I'm like on my 4th season of playing every game.
35 goal season with Alex Kerfoot.
That's wild.
That'd be great production. I mean,
I wish. Can you imagine? We'll have Kerfoot on the top line.
He's on my second line in that.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Back onto the legitimate hockey stuff though. Here, Hurt Locker says Rielly was drafted in 2012. That's correct. He was drafted, I believe, 5th overall rather. And I have a video about that on this channel. You can go back, check out the 4 players that were drafted before Morgan Rielly, and it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny to see how really the Edmonton Oilers were the biggest losers of that draft, and it's not just because they drafted 1st overall. They also traded for Griffin Reinhart.
Yeah, Griffin Reinhart. Oh, that was such a bust.
They traded for him. I can't remember what they gave up for him, but it was bad.
Wasn't it like Ryan Smith?
No, I'm thinking it might have been Eberle, but I'm not
Eberle.
Sure. He might have signed there.
Oh yeah, it was Eberle because Griffin Reinhart was with the Isles. Didn't he?
Yeah, but Eberle might have signed there in the offseason. I'm not sure if that was a trade, but it was something really lopsided.
Yeah.
It was bad.
William Bennett keeps commenting the same thing about he just wants us to say that he's a great goal scorer. Austin Matthews is a great goal scorer.
All right. I mean, we haven't talked about Pappy yet this show.
Yeah, Pappy. It's kind of weird not talking about him.
Yeah, right? I mean,
I don't think he played bad though. He played great.
He did. He played a great game. He was my 3rd star, your 2nd star.
Yep.
He's always out there. And so Austin, let's read the comment. Austin Matthews has hit the post 11 times this year. If he scored them all, he would have 39 goals in 37 games. Crazy. That is crazy. He'll hit 50 a few times in his career.
Oh yeah, easy.
I think the next time we play a full 82 game season, he'll be closer to 60 than 50.
I think if there's one guy that can hit that 65 mark that Ovi hit, it's Matthews.
Yeah, he's a special goal scorer. And you look at the career trajectory, like from the beginning, he's not
better every year.
He's not Ovechkin from the start of his career. Like Ovechkin had a better start to his career, but
yeah,
I think that he has a chance to be one of the best goal scorers in the history of the game.
Yeah, my hot take it has always been when people ask me, will you trade Matthews for anyone? No, I don't want to trade him for anyone.
No. I mean,
he's the face of our franchise. People are going to be like, oh, McDavid. I don't even know, man. Like, I like the team. I wouldn't mess with our team. We're a better team than Edmonton right now. I'm just going to keep it with what we got.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of comments about would you trade Matthews for McDavid?
I know. I have this argument all the time, and I say no.
I mean,
because he scored and McDavid scores too. Don't get me wrong. I think watching both of them, Matthews is more of a pure goal scorer, and McDavid is just just amazing at feeding the puck and producing points. So they're different players.
Yeah, they're different players, but I'm not. I
might have my Leafs glasses on.
I'm gonna have to take Connor McDavid.
I appreciate the opinion. My buddy thinks I'm lost someplace, but
I mean he's a better goal scorer, but McDavid he can do everything.
I know, but even defense, it would be tough. It would be tough, but defensively, I think Matthews is a bit better.
Defensively, he's got a chance to be like a Patrice Bergeron.
Yeah, and that right there is why until I see McDavid in the tops of the leagues and takeovers, I don't really want to trade Matthews for him.
It's fair. So I'm going to show you a picture, and this is a picture of me when I was younger, and this isn't something I'm proud of, all right? You see that jersey?
Oh my God! What the heck, Marco?
Yeah, so that my uncle did that.
I don't blame you. Yeah, that's your. I have one with a San Jose Sharks jersey on. So
yeah, I mean that's not as bad. This is the nemesis here.
I know the Habs, man. That's a little bit child abuse. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it kind of is. I mean,
just put a Habs jersey on him.
I despise that organization.
Look at everyone. Boo! No.
Let's do the comment section here.
You're fired.
Puke. I mean, yeah. I mean, hey, look at my room though. Look at my room.
Yeah, no, like, he's a true fan.
I'm a diehard Leafs fan. It's just not my best moment as a young child there.
Yeah. No. But it's okay, man. I won't hold it against you.
So I just felt like showing that tonight, you know. We defeated the Habs.
You post that on I seen that on Instagram.
That was my April Fool's post. I said I captioned it. I actually grew up a Habs fan, and then the comment was April Fool's.
Oh my God, man.
But gets some people worked up for sure.
No kidding.
So,
it's good you found your way, Duncan says.
Yeah, I mean, Leafs need.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Come on, Dyslex. Oh, that name's kind of messed too.
That's a bit far.
Izzy, that's not nice, man.
Habs media channel coming soon. Definitely not. I mean, definitely not.
Yeah, let's get the Habs channel going and just like post constant toilet paper every single day.
So let's talk. I'm gonna ask another question here. Do you think the Maple Leafs play better with Jack Campbell in net?
Yes, easily. I think they seem like they have way more faith with Campbell. And I think the team knows Campbell hasn't had that chance yet to be hated on by Toronto fans. We We loved Freddie when he was playing well, but I think they look comfortable. Freddie has a lot of mental lapses. He'll be playing unreal, and then he'll let a soft one in that is a game changer. So,
yep. And we haven't seen that from Jack Campbell yet. Hopefully we don't.
Hopefully we don't. Yeah, but
hopefully he remains consistent. And he's been as consistent as he can be this season.
Yeah, it seems like he's running off a lot of confidence too. So it will be nice to see when he gets that a little bit of a versatility if he can do it.
Definitely agree with you. And I think the answer to this question is definitely the team in front of him just seems to have so much confidence with Jack Campbell, and they seem to be playing a better defensive game recently too.
Yeah, for sure. They're tightened.
So the way that this team's been playing defensively since Jack Campbell's kind of taken over the net, and the way Jack Campbell's been playing in net has been really impressive. But we haven't been scoring enough goals in my eyes. We've been scoring enough to win individual games, but I'd like to see us score more goals than what we have. So just wait until our top tier scorers wake up, like until everybody puts it together. If everybody on this team can put it together, this team's lethal.
Man, I think we have a deep team. Every night we have a guy on each line that can carry a line. And if every line gets going, watch out.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. So happy that Brody got his first goal as a Leaf, and let's show that goal again, why don't we? This is a clip. Alex Barabanov also got his first career point on the assist.
You could see how deep in the net Allen was. He wasn't expecting that puck to go.
Trickles by Jake Allen, and it couldn't have come at a better moment.
Yeah, and see the smile on his face after. It's good to get that first one off. Maybe he starts tucking some more. We seen last year Tyson Barrie had a long goal drought, and after Sheldon Keefe was hired, he scored. So,
question here: do you think the Leafs will go to the playoffs?
No, I think we're gonna mess out this year.
Yeah, I think the answer is yes.
I think we run away with it. Yeah,
I'd be really surprised to see us not go to the playoffs, and I think we make it out of the North Division as well.
Yeah. I think we win the division. To be honest, I haven't felt this confident in the team in a long time, and I think a lot of that confidence is from Campbell. It's nice seeing a Vezina worthy. Like, you can't say that his season this year is, and maybe because he hasn't played a lot of games. But if he finishes the season with us, then he could be in the conversation if he plays it.
I just don't think he will be because it's just not enough games. Not enough games.
Well, what if he plays in the playoffs and he goes in the playoffs?
I'm pretty sure it's just a regular season trophy, like the MVP. I'm pretty sure that's
Conn Smythe, right? That's MVP of the playoffs.
Yeah, MVP of the finals. So
maybe we'll see. Wouldn't that be a treat?
That would be. Couple shutouts in the Stanley Cup
final. Watch him go like 30-0 to finish off the season.
Oh, that'd be unreal. Really would be.
Do it, boys.
That'd be great. Duncan Russell wants to know our thoughts on Jumbo Joe. Should he be upgraded? I love him, but I'm not sure if he cuts it every single night. So I'll give my take, and then
go ahead.
I'll give it to you. So Jumbo Joe, we all know he's a great veteran presence in that locker room, but he started the season off with 9 points in 9 games, and he's had 3 points since then in 18 games, I believe, since then. So that's he's been looking really slow, and he just hasn't been cutting it. Does he need to be upgraded? Not necessarily. I think we could give him some load management, kind of give him some nights off, allow his legs to rest up, and I think he plays a role on this team, but it's more of a veteran presence in the locker room type of thing.
Yeah, I think Joe looked hot to start the year, and he slowed down, but it seemed like he was a product of Matthews and Marner. Like, I mean, that sounds ruthless, but I think it was true. And he's got He's playing well. I think the reason we haven't seen him scoring is because he's blended into his role now. I don't think our idea going into the playoffs for this year was to have Thornton on that top line ever. I don't think he needs to be upgraded. If just give him fourth line minutes if he needs it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and like I said, load management might not be a bad thing. If we make a trade for another player, we could also bring in Nick Robertson, give Thornton some time off.
For sure.
I think that'd be valuable for him down the stretch going into the playoffs.
Yeah, and we haven't really we haven't seen Keefe try out to see if we have that flexibility to take guys in and out any given night. But it's nice to have that, because then you're always looking to see how your team can grow, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What players can bring.
Let's go back to love Jumbo. Not time to move on, but maybe some load management could be used. Agree.
Yes,
Jumbo Joe is leadership. I had an interview with Martin Biron a long time ago, and he played with Joe Thornton on the '96 World Juniors team, and he had a great story about it. I've got that video on this channel as well. It's 5 minutes long if you want to check it out. But Jumbo Joe is leadership. He's all smiles, and he's a great presence in the locker room.
That's another sick interview, actually. Marty Biron.
Oh, he had great stories. Great stories. Right. He played with John Tavares in his rookie season.
Oh, really? How'd you get in touch with him?
I reached out to him on Instagram, and he replied and said, "Yeah, let's do a show." So that was an hour-long interview, and he's a great guest. Great guest. So for those for those in the comment section who aren't aware yet, next Thursday, April the 15th, I will have Kelly Rudy on here for an interview. He'll be joining the show. We'll have a bunch of great discussions about the Maple Leafs now and his career. Might even ask him about the 1993 high stick incident.
I'm trying to remember.
The Gretzky high stick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ask him, see what he says.
Because he was in net for that. I'm sure he won't. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yep. That's crazy. Anyways.
Roger says, back to Thornton, he's brought in leadership and experience that helps drive this team. Joe wasn't brought in to score goals and get points. These are great comments.
I don't think anyone expected him to put up a lot of points.
Anyone can be upgraded, yes, but you don't personally, just as a hockey fan, you don't want to see Jumbo Joe leave a contending team, first of all.
Yeah, no one wants to see it.
And that would not be a very good message to this locker room.
It doesn't put a good image on our organization. If we ship a guy away that needs a cup at his last year, so
yeah, for sure. So this has been. We'll do a bit more trade talks, I guess, if you want. If there was one player that you would want to bring into this team that's like been in trade talks somewhat, who would it be? You can name a few if you want.
I don't know, man. You don't like it, but I think that Taylor Hall could be good on the Leafs.
Okay.
But that's not who I want the most. I'd probably say Connor Garland. Okay. Yeah, I think he would be sick in Toronto. And Jamie Alexiak, like we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather Alexiak than Savard, personally.
Well, my guy right here, Forsberg, I don't really think it's much of a possibility anymore. I think it's a long shot because Nashville's starting to contend again.
Get it back together.
Trying to compete. Back to your point about Taylor Hall, though. I'm not necessarily...
It's a rental, man. That's why I kind of...
against it, but there's other players that I'd go for before Taylor Hall.
Before him. Yeah, I see what you're saying completely. I think if you want Hall to play well, you need to play him with star players. And Buffalo has star players, but Eichel got hurt, and like it kind of this whole shit show kind of happened there. So I think Taylor Hall, Tavares, Nylander would be a 6-second line. Like if that worked, say it worked out. And it's a 1-year rental. It's not like you need to worry about signing them. So I don't know. We'll see what yeah, that's gross too.
Yeah, and the thing about Taylor Hall, he's not someone who can drive a team. Like he's not Sidney Crosby just because he had one MVP season.
Exactly.
He's a complementary piece.
Exactly. I agree.
And playing with Tavares and Nylander would bring out the best in him, but I still feel as if there's better assets that we could get. Yeah. I'd be interested in
Scott Lawton. He was on the board for
Philly.
Yeah, I think Scott Lawton, he's a UFA next year, and he puts up like 4 hits, 3 shots a game, and a third on the third line. So,
well, my top guy would be Philip Forsberg, but I really don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah. Jamie Alexiak's very intriguing. Stanley Cup champion, got a lot of playoff experience. Definitely interested in that
for sure.
But for the forward, I'm going back and forth here because the goaltending situation. What if Frederik Andersen's injury continues lingering?
Yeah,
it might be nice to get another goaltending option.
Yeah, Joe says right here too, Allmark and Hall if it came in a package, but not to just go after Hall. So I like that idea.
I'd be down for that for sure. I mean, Allmark is 27 years old. He's a free agent after this season as well, so we would have to re-sign him. But I like that.
And I think Buffalo, if you're looking from their perspective, they get more out of a trade if it's Allmark and Hall than if they just ship Hall. So that could work for them.
Yeah, and they're both contracts expiring, so Buffalo, they don't want to just see these guys walk.
Exactly. Yeah, Habs may use dollars from Gallagher's injury to deal.
Yeah, he broke his thumb. He keeps getting hit in the hand with pucks.
Watch, he'll come back first game of playoffs too. And this was they conspired it behind the scenes. Break your hand, Gally. I'm just kidding.
But I mean, yeah, the Habs could definitely be active, and
I'm excited.
They make some surprise moves.
Oh yeah, he makes some really like questionable moves, but they've actually ended up working out. Like
the Subban for Weber,
Max Domi for Josh Anderson, and that one at first I was like, I don't know. Josh Anderson looked bad the year before, and he bounced back. It worked out. Shea Weber, I thought PK was better at the time. Now Weber, look at it now. Like,
yeah, it's worked out for sure for the Montreal Canadiens.
They'll get Ekholm, I think.
Ekholm is what JB says.
I didn't even see that. That's crazy.
But I'm not sure that he's on the. I'm not sure if he's going to be on the market if Nashville's competing.
Keeps competing, yeah.
Yeah, because they've been better.
I don't know. I think that if they're smart, though, they do move him. Because if you're Nashville and look at paper, I don't think you can. I don't know how much faith I have that they're winning the cup. I think
they're fringe playoff team.
So we'll see if they want to take that chance. But I like Sam Bennett, actually. He plays great against the Leafs.
I'll pass on that one.
You didn't like Sam Bennett. Yeah, we talked about this last time.
Yeah, I'll pass on Sam Bennett. People said he's a playoff performer or whatever, but not really. He hasn't gotten past the first round, I don't think so.
Yeah.
JB says any Detroit players, Bobby Ryan, Jonathan Bernier.
Booby Ryan.
I'm not really a fan of bringing Jonathan Bernier back. I was not too excited or thrilled to see him come to Toronto in the first place. There was a lot of hype about him.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of that.
I'd rather Rhymes.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. And then Bobby Ryan could be a nice addition.
For sure.
He's someone that you could slot in on the second line and he could definitely.
He adapts very well because he's a highly offensive player, but he's also got a little short fuse to him. So. Yeah,
absolutely. I agree. Tyler Bertuzzi would be a great fit in Toronto, former Guelph Storm player.
I don't think it will happen.
You don't think so? No,
I don't think Detroit would move Bertuzzi. He's actually like
one of their best players.
One of their best players. Yeah, I don't think they would move him.
I think him and Larkin are most likely untouchable.
Yeah, I think. I guess Detroit. You'd look at anything when you're in one of the worst teams in the league, but we'd have to give up a lot. They're asking for some big money for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Bertuzzi's contract's like either, but I don't see that happening. Wheeler possible concussion may open dollar for the Jets as well.
Yeah, well, they're losing Wheeler. That's not a good thing, but
no. Yeah, that's definitely not a good thing.
Yeah,
but
that's definitely not good for them.
They could bring in a defenseman. They really need a defenseman.
What's their cap space looking like? I don't know.
I don't know. You want to check on it?
I'll check.
Okay.
Friendly.
JB says Vertan from the Canucks. There's a lot of interesting names out here. Anthony Mantha would be a nice get from Detroit.
Sorry, who are we? We're looking for Detroit's cap space, or who are we looking for?
Winnipeg.
Okay, Winnipeg. Yes, so Winnipeg projected teams. There we go.
ML asks, would you prefer a defenseman or a forward? Before it was a forward. Now it's a forward. I think I still preferred forward over a defenseman.
Damn, yo, they have like no cap space at all.
What's their cap space at?
It says projected caps. That can't be right because it says projected cap space $0.
Well, I guess they're not making moves then.
Yeah, like I don't know if Cap Friendly is messed up right now, but it says $0.
I'm gonna ask you because ML here. Would you prefer to acquire a defenseman or a forward?
D-man. Yeah, bottom four. I don't know. There's some nights where I'm like, I just wish we could replace Engvall. And then there's some plays where he gets the puck and I'm like, why can't you do this every shift? So if we're getting a good pure Engvall, I'd rather defense. But if he keeps just being an average player, I'd rather get a guy who can score in the forwards.
Why not both?
Yeah, why not? You get one forward, one D-man. That's enough, and maybe a goalie.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer a forward still. I'd still prefer a forward.
I think that this deadline is going to be very busy, like on the low. Like people think it's going to be quiet, but I think a lot of people are going to be moved.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I'm not sure what time the trade deadline is. It's usually around 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go live around 4 or 5 p.m. before the game starts that night.
For sure. Have a little
throughout the day, as the Maple Leafs makes trades, I'll be posting update videos here on the channel. So make sure you hit the notification bell to be notified every time new videos come out. And April 12th is expected to be a rather busy day.
For sure. We're looking forward to
it. John says, if the Leafs get Taylor Hall, I will be pissed off.
I'm sure a lot of people will. He's gonna bring back my fantasy team. That's all that matters. So,
what's your record right now?
My record, my points overall is actually pretty decent, but my record is 3-8-0.
Yeah, I think there's 2 weeks left in the fantasy season.
I know, but it's okay. I'm just gonna have like a stupid amount of points.
Play for consolation.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince Ribber to do 10v1, 9v2, 8v3, like everyone makes playoffs type thing. But
I'm not sure you can even change the format at this point. But
that's depressing. It's okay. Next year, I'll come back next year.
For
hey, you want all my players? I'll drop them all. I'm just kidding.
So Taylor Hall, I wouldn't be pissed off about it. I know in the past I've been rather harsh about he scored 2 goals. And it's true, he scored 2 goals and hasn't produced. But
yeah,
I wouldn't be pissed off about it, depending on what we give up. If we gave up a king's ransom, then I would be rather pissed off.
Yeah, I don't think he gets that much too. Like they want him out. It's clear. So, and they're making it seem like they want him out. So people are gonna lowball.
Yeah, for sure. So Hall's too iffy is what Ferdinand says.
Hey, I agree with you guys, but I don't know. Something's just like screaming Hall in my ear. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's a possibility. I feel like Taylor Hall will either end up with Toronto or Boston.
Yeah. I think he goes to a contender this year.
Yeah, and I
For sure.
those are the two teams I think they're narrowed down to.
Yeah,
at least in my eyes.
Why would a non-contending team trade for him either? Like for a 1-year rental for 15 games? Like he'll go to a good team.
Yeah, I don't think Arizona's making a move for Taylor Hall again.
Yeah.
This is a comment for you here.
I'll come back next year. Yeah. It's so true. Patrick Laine screwed my fantasy this year.
Patrick Laine.
And John Tortorella. Despise that guy.
Did you pick Laine early in the draft?
Third
round?
Yes.
Yikes.
He was projected like crazy numbers. Like I think it was like 800 points or something he was projected to get.
Yikes.
Anyways, I don't want to talk about it. Make me upset.
Sean Wilkin says, I kind of want Nick Foligno. Nick Foligno would be a nice addition to this team. Probably slot into the third line. Or he could play on the second line with John Tavares. But leadership's what comes to mind with Nick Foligno.
Yeah, and you're kind of, I might be down for Nick Foligno actually. I'm sure more I think about it, I think he fits well in our bottom six.
I think so too, for sure. We got JB saying Hall with the Oilers burns the Leafs. Yikes.
That's kind of I want to be. If he isn't a Leaf, I don't want him going to any other Canadian team. So that's the kind of dilemma that I'm in.
Yeah, that's true. Florida for
It's
Taylor Hall.
Actually, yeah, that's a great. I can see that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I kind of feel bad for Florida because like
I don't.
No one watches them. Like they have like no fans. So it's kind of like even if they won the cup, like it would suck not being like, oh, I wish I was like on a Toronto or New York Rangers or Habs or Boston team, like, I don't know. Florida seems, but Tampa has a shit ton of fans, so I don't get it.
It's because they win. They've won 2 cups.
Yeah. So hopefully we see Florida start to jump off a bit.
Dragonfly, this is live. Live post-game show.
Live.
We're live right here, right now. We've been live for the past hour and 23 minutes.
We are right here, blessing you with our presence.
I really don't see this happening. I
don't want Laine.
I
officially
think it's a great fit.
I officially hate Laine. So
I don't think he'd ever come to the Toronto Maple Leafs either.
He seems like a cancer in the locker room. Like, have you seen his interviews? Like, he seems so cocky.
What's more of a problem in Columbus, him or Tortorella?
I think it's a bit of both.
I think so too. I mean, Tortorella.
I think he's going nuts. He's having a midlife coaching crisis or something.
He's misusing.
It seems like everyone though. Like he had Jack Roslovic when he went over. He had like 9 points in the first 9 games.
Panarin wanted out. There's another one. Duchesne.
There was Duchesne, Ryan Johansson when they got Seth Jones. That was a while back.
Yeah, and now Patrick Laine. The Columbus Blue Jackets have had some good names leave town rather quickly. Like John Tortorella.
Rick Nash. It's not just a recent thing. It's been going on for a long time with that team.
I mean, he played there a long time though.
I know.
He's the face of that franchise.
He didn't like it enough to retire there.
He just wanted a chance at the Stanley Cup. I remember him on the Rangers.
It would suck not seeing Joe win one.
It would for sure. His chances, they're coming to an end. But Patrick Laine, Tavares, Nylander, it would be a cool line to see. But Laine will never be in a Maple Leafs uniform, I don't think. And I don't think that I think Columbus has two problems. It's Tortorella with just he doesn't really seem like a player's coach. He seems like he's a bit of a hard ass. Like
he's got a lot of pride, that's for sure.
He's got a lot to say, and a lot of the time the players don't like that. And Patrick Laine, he told Patrick Laine to play like a power forward, but that's not Laine's game at all.
Yeah, and Tortorella just drives me up the wall. Like, he's entertaining 100%.
Oh yeah.
But he's one of those coaches that I would have hated playing for. Oh, like, it just he seems like he gets in the players' faces, screams at them, like, sits guys for 3 periods, like full game. It's just, I don't know. He lives his own world, seems like.
Yeah, and as for Laine, I feel as if he needs to have more of a willingness to
play,
adjust, and do things as well. But it's
hard to say who's at fault.
I think it's a bit of both, right?
Yeah, you'd have to see how John is Torts is with the rest of the team.
Yeah, and this is the most recent example. Pierre-Luc Dubois wanted out.
Yeah, we're not even talking about Dubois.
At the time of that trade, I thought Winnipeg won this move for sure, and it sure looks like it.
Yeah, I thought Winnipeg won it too.
So, did you hear the news from the Kyle trade? Yes, Kyle Palmieri and Travis Zajac to the New Jersey Devils. Interesting move, and I really like this move for the Islanders. They needed a new left winger with, Kyle Palmieri plays on the right wing, but they needed a new winger in the absence of Anders Lee, and I think Kyle Palmieri fits the void really nice. He scored 30 goals back in 2015, 2016, and he hasn't scored less than 24 goals since then. So
yeah, he's
been consistent.
Kyle Palmieri's a very hard worker too. So we'll see what he brings to. They fit perfect in the Isles franchise. Sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
Both players, Travis Zajac too. It just seems like those guys were meant to go to Islanders.
Yep, and there's a lot of familiarity there in that organization with New Jersey Devils organization. I think it's a great move for the Islanders. Mm-hmm. Dragonfly says, "Where can I see your interviews?" So, for anyone wondering, just you go back on this channel. So, click my Maple Leafs Media after this video, whenever. Click Maple Leafs Media, and you can click my videos. I have 3 interviews on here with professional athletes. I've had Casimir Kaskasuo was the first interview. We talked about the Maple Leafs, and that was this past offseason. Then I had Martin Biron and Matt Stajan. And now the next guest I will be having, Thursday, April 15th, is Kelly Rudy. And I'm beyond excited for that interview.
That's wild.
So yeah, you can find these interviews by clicking on the channel and then videos, and just scroll through. You'll find them.
So if I have a question. If COVID wasn't a thing, would these guys be meeting up with you? Like, would you do interviews face to face, or would you do?
I doubt it. I doubt it. But I mean, if the pandemic wasn't going on right now, I would be going to Ontario Hockey League games and trying to get interviews from prospects and that type of thing.
Yeah. I feel you, bro.
Who is a better player at this point in time, Austin Matthews or Sidney Crosby?
Matthews. With this year, I'm not saying Matthews is having a better year. I don't even know. You can just look at the numbers.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that he's
the better player. I
don't.
I see what you're saying.
I don't think Matthews will ever be as great as Sidney Crosby. I don't even think it's a comparison. But
this year,
Matthews is the better player right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sidney Crosby, multiple Stanley Cups. He saved the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's my favorite player of all time. I've got a framed jersey autographed by him right there. I've met him.
Imagine you got an interview with him. That'd be sick.
Oh, I can imagine. I'd love that.
You're gonna do it, bro. You'll do it.
Yeah, one day. I recently got accepted into a sports journalism program, so.
Attaboy, man. That's sick. Where are you going?
I'm going to Toronto for that, so I'm excited. Excited.
Wish you the best.
Thank you. So, Jack says Austin's two-way play is strong, and it is. If he can continue growing his defensive aspect, the defensive aspects of the game, he has a chance to be Patrice Bergeron, but with much better goal-scoring ability.
Yeah, it's actually weird to watch because you look at Matthews and you see a lot of Bergeron like play from him, and then you look at Marner, and aside from being a rat and being a dirty whatever, they play a lot alike. Like offensively, Marchand and Marner, like both agile, move quick, make quick plays. So that we could be the next line that runs hockey like that Boston line does or did.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. ASC says Crosby is having another great year. 15 goals, 29 assists, 44 points.
Yeah, so he is having a good year, but
he's still one of the best players in the game.
Yeah. I don't know. I will never talk bad about Crosby.
Yeah, me neither.
I just don't think he's as good as he was. Obviously, he's still great.
Basically, the question is, who are you taking from this point forward?
Yeah, and I would still probably say Matthews, but Crosby, beauty. I wish he could come to the team too.
Oh, imagine Sidney Crosby in a Maple Leafs uniform.
He retires here or something.
I would actually buy a white jersey, a blue jersey, and yes, I would buy one of those reverse retro jerseys just to have all three of them to wear them every single game.
I was thinking about buying a Jack Campbell jersey. If he makes it to 15-0, mark my words, guys, I'm buying a Jack Campbell jersey.
I feel as if that would be the hottest jersey flying off the shelves at Scotiabank Arena right now.
Oh yeah.
Now.
I've never had a goalie jersey either, so like I think it's a kind of a good time to.
Yeah, for sure. And with Anderson's contract,
I wouldn't. It's the worst when you buy a jersey for a player and then they get traded.
Oh, I've got a collection. I mean, not of Maple Leafs ones. The Maple Leafs. See, usually I get no name on the back because I have a bad history of jerseys. For the Buffalo Bills,
oh no,
I've gone through like.
They've had a lot of guys in and out of there too.
Like at least
I got a Phil Kessel one, Dion Phaneuf.
Yeah, see, I thought about getting jerseys then. I'm like, wow, this team's good. We're going to the playoffs. I was young and I was naive. Yeah. And I'm happy I didn't get a Dion Phaneuf.
The media fooled you, man.
Or Phil Kessel jersey. If there's a jersey that I'd get from like the 2013 team now, I guess Morgan Rielly would not be a bad pick, but I probably would have got Kadri.
Yeah, it's upsetting me now not having Naz here.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, how well would he fit on that third line with Spezza and whoever he's with, Kerfoot, Spezza, or Spezza, Thornton?
That'd be great, but the problem was his contract at the time.
Yeah, for sure. I can't believe Colorado's able to afford him actually.
Yeah, I mean,
they've got some great deals on that team.
Yeah, I'm Colorado.
I'm pretty sure Nathan McKinnon makes like less than 10.
Does he? I'm not sure, but yeah, they've got a great squad in Colorado. So, comment ASC. My first jersey was Wendell Clark, blue collar playing style, legend in Toronto, fan favorite for sure.
Dude, Nathan McKinnon's cap hit is 6.3 mil.
What?
That's the best. That's the best contract.
How many years is left on it?
He's got 6.3 for 4 years, I think it is.
Now, you know what? You want to see the best contract in the league? Go look at Go. I want you to check out Sidney Crosby's thing as well, because I think the last 3 years of his contract, he's getting paid like somewhere between $3 and $4 million.
Yeah, Nate McKinnon has 3 more, or this year plus 2 at 6.3. Sidney Crosby is making 8.7 till 2025.
Wow.
That's wild.
Crosby, the last 3 years of his contract, I think he gets around $3 million a year. 3.
Oh, is that what you're asking? Sorry,
Yeah, Sidney Crosby.
No, his last 3 years he makes 8.7 for the next for the remainder of his contract.
You sure?
Yeah.
Each
Well, that's
year?
cap friendly. Yeah, 100 p.
Okay, but
Yeah.
still team friendly deal.
Oh, the 8.7 for Crosby is insane, man. Like, that's why we should have signed Matthews longer term, because then his contract wouldn't look so bad. But
yeah, I mean, I think Matthews wanted the bridge contract, and that was smart on his part.
Yeah,
From his perspective, that's smart.
Yeah, if the team goes down the gutter or whatever.
I don't.
We've seen teams fall. We've seen teams fall apart. Like, look at St. Louis this year.
I really don't want to talk about Matthews leaving.
Yeah, me neither, man. Let's move on.
Yeah. So apparently, insider trade Leafs are close to a deal with Taylor Hall.
What a liar! You're capping, bro.
I just checked my notifications. There's no Taylor Hall trade here, but maybe on TSN or something they're saying there's a close deal. But I haven't seen an update. I'll check Twitter right now. Let's see. Let's check it out. Actually, I'll just Google Taylor Hall. That's an easier way of doing it.
No.
It's all trade speculation here.
Yeah.
All trade speculation.
No Hall deal.
No Hall deal. Nothing.
Come on, Gertej.
I'd be surprised to see some deal like that happen at 12 a.m. as well.
Yeah. Can you imagine we got a huge trade pop up right now?
That would be interesting.
LOL, I got you.
No.
Huh.
Not really. But
that was good, man.
That's hilarious. JB says Hall will be gone by tomorrow.
Yeah.
He could be.
I think the Leafs, I thought the Leafs were going to make a deal tonight, but I wouldn't be surprised if they make it tomorrow. I think it's April 11th is the point they need to make it by or something.
April 12th trade deadline. So Kyle Dubas wants to make the trade before the deadline. That's usually what he likes to do.
If it's in the U.S., yeah.
Especially in the U.S., yeah. Gertesh says it's going to happen, though. Trust. I would not be surprised to see Taylor Hall in a Maple Leafs uniform.
Yeah.
Like, I really think it's a good chance. I think it's either Boston, Florida, or Toronto.
The reason I do this is because I think that is that bottom, that guy that can change everything for us. If he does get back to the way he was playing, we run away. We don't run away with it, but it gives us a way better chance at winning that cup.
You know what's interesting that I just thought of?
And if he plays bad, get him out of the lineup. Like, it's a 1-year deal. They'll probably have to retain.
No, that's not something you're just going to get out of the lineup. Like, you could put him in the bottom 6 if he's not performing. But I think putting him with Tavares and Nylander.
You can't not. I don't see how it doesn't work. I don't see how he comes here with Nylander and Tavares and they don't score.
Yeah, I agree with that. But there was I was saying that Taylor Hall, I think Florida, Boston, or Toronto acquire him. But now that I'm just thinking, what about the team we played tonight? With Brandon Gallagher's injury, they're saving money. They could be in the mix for Taylor Hall now too, Montreal.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when someone said earlier about Gallagher's money. I would not like that. I think I'm, to be honest, I'm more worried against Montreal than I am any other Canadian team. Like, even Winnipeg, I feel comfortable playing against them.
See, I want that Montreal-Toronto playoff series just because of how much hype and excitement would be around it, especially when the Maple Leafs beat the Habs. I just said that, yeah.
No, I agree. I think the Leafs are a better team, but Taylor Hall being there would be tough.
Yeah.
Tough. Another tough guy to deal with.
Yeah, for sure.
And they open up a lot of space too, Montreal, like just with how much they throw the body. If you put them on that Eric Stahl, Josh Anderson line, Anderson and Stahl go around throwing the body and just leave Taylor Hall in the slot.
And he just came from Buffalo with Hall, so
yeah,
he's got a bit of a familiarity there.
Yeah.
But we've been on here for a long time here on this post-game show, hour 40 minutes. So I'm gonna come back here on. I'll be live here trade deadline day, just so you all know, on April 12th. Trade deadline. It ends at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll do a show around 4 or 5 o'clock, and that'll be a pregame and a trade deadline coverage thing. And throughout the entire day, I'll also be posting videos about the trades that happen, mostly about the Maple Leafs trades. And then the live show will just be to discuss everything that happened around the whole league. But I'm excited to see this trade deadline.
Yeah, it was a great game tonight, and hopefully we keep running away with this.
Absolutely. Camden, thank you for coming on here.
Thanks for having me, brother.
You want to give your closing words?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Always enjoy coming in here and chatting with you guys. Hit a subscribe, hit a like, tell all your friends. Why do I sound like Steve Dangle? Sorry. Sorry about that. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, as you said, make sure you smash that like button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time new content comes out. Camden, thanks for spending the last hour and 40 minutes on here with us.
Thanks a lot, man. I'm going to check out that fantasy trade you sent me.
Yeah, make sure you do. Well, just stay in the room after. Don't leave, and we can talk about it if you want. But everybody, thank you for watching tonight. Great win from the Toronto Maple Leafs. And until next time, go Leafs, go.
Go Leafs, go, baby.
Big dubs.